We are being quiet. We are waiting for YouTube to catch up. You all know how that goes.
Okay.
And there we are.
Right on.
Yes, we are now officially live because I hate hearing myself after I speak. That's so annoying. Welcome, everybody, into the hot seat, episode 37. Yeah, I actually made an episode kind of a little more, what's what I'm looking for, a little sooner than I did the last few, because it's like months in between. It wasn't even a month this time, y'all. Y'all weren't even ready for it. But anyway, welcome in, everybody. I hope you're having a great middle of your week. To my left over here, or excuse me, my right. I'm pointing to my left, but he's on my right. Figure that out. We'll see how smart you people are. This guy over here, if I'm not mistaken, I believe I was the first person to review his company, if I'm not mistaken.
That is correct.
Now, you guys can make fun of me all you want. I know I'm an old fogey. I'm like one of the OGs in this community. I know it. I have the gray hair right here to prove it. But I'm still kicking y'all's butt. I'm still chopping everybody across the chest like I always do. Everybody welcome Cory Weatherby. Cory from Weatherbeard Supply. Thanks for coming in, man.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And that's true. He was one of the very, very first people. I think he was the first person ever to have my products on YouTube. Because as many of you guys know, if you've ever heard my story, I started off for about the first 4 to 5 years of my brand. I had no idea that a beard community existed. I didn't know Dan C. I didn't know Scuba. I didn't know Scott. I knew nothing about all of this. And somehow and in some way, I guess I did a YouTube search one day about beard product reviews. And I saw Beard Times with Scott was a name. I shot him a message. I'm like, hey, I need to get my products into somebody's hands. And I like the way you do your reviews. And he was just straightforward, honest, to the point. And I was like, yep, this is what we need. And he fell in love with smoked cherry and our old beard wash recipe that was thick as Elmer's glue in there. It was awesome, but it was a terrible thing to make.
I am so glad you brought that up. I really am, because I was actually going to mention that. Dude, I wish there was a way you could get that back, because that wash, I honestly don't think anybody who's watching this is going to remember or know anything about it. Cory was one of the first bearding companies that I worked with that made his own beard wash.
Mm-hmm.
But also on top of that, he was one of the first to actually sell it, because at that time, beard wash wasn't so big in the beard world. It was, for the most part, it was oil and balm, because butter wasn't a big thing at that time.
Right.
It was coming up. You had it. You made it a beard whip. That's what you called it.
Yes, sir. I whipped it up. It was terrible. Stop doing that too. As I've grown, I've had to get more efficient. And I was using Castile soap mixed with melted shea butter. Like, I would literally melt shea butter, mix it with the soap, pour it into the containers, and it would turn back to a solid form, that shea butter, which is what made that stuff so thick. You had to just slam it and squeeze the mess out of that container to get it out, because you're basically squeezing shea butter into your hand.
Yeah.
Shea butter mixed with soap, and that's why it was so thick and creamy. It didn't really lather a whole lot, but man, like after you rinsed it out of your beard was just so soft and nourished. It was like a conditioner that cleaned your beard too. And I remember even when Dan C got a hold of that, he was like, yo, everything Weatherbeard does is pretty good, but this wash is crazy bonkers. And I'm like, I'm sorry I had to discontinue that, but man, it was a pain to melt it and pour it, and then trying to get it out of that container. It was thick.
That was the one thing that I liked the most. I do remember. I don't think that the review is still on my channel, because at that time something was going on with what I had in all my equipment, and basically I was using my phone, and I had to delete videos to make room on my cell phone and storage. So the video probably is gone, and I'm sorry, because I didn't have anything to save anything or back then. But I remember that wash, because I remember messaging you and saying, dude, I don't know how you made, or how you got this made this way, because it, like you just said, it didn't lather like the new washes that we're all used to, but worked. And that was the thing in my review. I said, this is the best, because I remember saying this is the best wash you can buy because it works and it doesn't make you it doesn't dry out, and it didn't. It literally you couldn't wash your whole body with it. It just did what it was supposed to do for your hair.
Right. Yeah. So my whole perception of why you would use a beard wash over a head shampoo is that head shampoos were stripping, and that beard washes were gentle and nourishing and all that. They weren't going to strip all the oil out of your beard. And I'm like, well, how can I make sure that this Castile soap base, which again I learned has a really high pH, and if you use it just by itself, it is very stripping. But if I melt shea butter in it, it's definitely not stripping. It becomes really, really gentle at the ratios that I had.
Right.
But man, yeah, it was no fun having to melt shea butter and pour it, and then like it turns into this cloudy, weird mixture that I had to mix up and then put it into the jars, and then it would turn into a solid. I'm like, I don't know. I can't keep doing this. I need to find something that's more efficient and something that lathers up, because that was the one thing that people did complain about with that wash, is not that it didn't feel good or smell good, but that it didn't lather and it didn't make their beard feel like it got really clean. It felt more like a conditioner than a wash. They're like, are you sure you have this thing labeled right? And I'm like, yeah, I use soap in it. So
they didn't understand what it actually was doing.
Right.
And exactly. I will honestly say that is probably top 2 best beard washes I've ever used since I've done review. And I do mean that. I do, because I always remember having to keep the bottle upside down. I'll never forget that, because we had cats at the old house. We still do, but they would get in the bathtub and knock it over. And I was like, damn it, I always remember that. I'm going to throw a challenge out there. I know this is never going to happen. If we ever make a collab, that's what I want.
You want the wash back?
Yeah. not for full time, like a one-time run. Just
like a limited run.
Yeah. To see if people, just to see if you don't have to do that. I'm just saying,
it's been so long. It's been so long since I've made it. I don't even have the recipe saved for it. It's one of those kind of things. Like, I don't remember exactly what brand of soap I was using and like the ratios but I had it figured out, just like that whip. That whip was awful, dude. I had to melt the butter, mix it with the fragrance in the carrier. Then I would put it in a freezer with like, everybody starts out somewhere, but I would like saran wrap this glass bowl full of hot melted butter. And I had a specific time frame. I'm like, I got to be here for the next 45 minutes because I've got to take it out of the freezer at 45 minutes, because that's when it's in like semi-solid state. So it was kind of liquid, and then I would mix it at that point, and it would go from like this yellow golden color to a white fluffy substance.
Yep.
And you had to work with it in a very specific amount of time, because you had to take it, scoop it into a piping bag, and then like pipe it into the jars because it was whipped.
Yep.
You know, you got this little bitty jar. You can't put a big old spoonful of butter in there and get everywhere. So I had to pipe it. And that was just terrible, because then it would start to turn solid in the bag, and I'm trying to like melt it with my hands. And oh man, I was fighting with that. I'm so glad I'm not doing that anymore.
I remember you making that, and it's awesome. This is an awesome plug, I will say, before I say any further. Cory was nice enough to super ship me the sampler kit. I have the sampler kit from Weatherbeard and the 3 limited edition collaboration scents as well. I want to thank you for sending them.
You're welcome.
There's a scent in here that I remember. Okay. I gotta open it up here. Ember Nights.
Ember Nights, yep. So it used to be called Sweet Embers.
Sweet Ember, yes, it was.
Sweet Embers was the old scent, and then we updated that by adding some layers to it in the Embered Nights.
This scent right here was, for the longest time, this was Mandy's all-time favorite scent of all time.
Nice.
She loved this. I don't know if I ever told you this. She completely took my beard whip from me, because you sent me the Sweet Ember.
Nice.
She used it as hair gel in her curly hair.
Yeah.
She said that was the best. I guess you call it hair gel. I'm not sure what a woman calls it. That sure. She put it in her hair to stop it from frizzing. She used
Okay.
that very, very small amounts because it was only in a 2-ounce little tub.
Oh yeah.
She loved that scent, and she to this day she still loves it because she smelled it earlier. And she goes, "I remember that."
Oh yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the base of that new fragrance. And then we actually mixed 3 other fragrance oils in with that vanilla tobacco blend that we had originally. So it's basically that's what we did in our rebrand. We took all of our old scents and that became the base of the new scent. And then we kept the names, like Sweet Embers became Embered Nights. That way, when the change happened, people would be like, okay, it's still a gray label. It still says Ember. It's still got the tobacco. Maybe this is just like the new and improved version, right? So, like smoked cherry wood, that became smoked cherry without the wood at the end. So people would still recognize, okay, the base of that product was still that piped cherry tobacco scent, but then we added some layers with like birchwood oud and maple leaves and all this extra stuff, which that's all gone now too. We actually discontinued 3 fragrances at the beginning of the year. Those were smoked cherry, leathered woods, and southbound. And then we added Saddle Creek, Orchard Breeze, and Desert Dusk. So those are our 3 newbies, and they joined the lineup in January. So
I've got the scents right here in front of me. I picked out
man.
3 of them that I like the best, and Ember Nights is one of them. I got to say because I love that smell.
Right on.
Smoked
OG Rob loves that one too. Ellie's wearing
Smoked cherry wood will always be my favorite. It was absolutely amazing. I wish you could have. I forgot that you were getting rid of it. I would have bought more when you got.
I'll shoot you a message. I'll actually get you a link directly to the fragrance oil that I used for that because I'm pretty like 99% sure they still sell it, and you could diffuse that smell in your house if you wanted to.
Okay.
Yeah, with the pure fragrance oil. Yeah, I don't mind sharing it with anybody. It's the website rusticessentials.com.
Okay.
And it was the pipe smoke fragrance oil. That's all it is. It's called pipe smoke. And that is that cherry tobacco kind of swisher sweet, almost smelling is really nice. But I just don't use it anymore in any of my blends. And I don't mind sharing that with anybody because it's not going to hurt my business for you to know a fragrance that I used in the past,
Right.
So go for it.
Send me that in on Instagram. I'm gonna get that.
I'll shoot
one
you
of
a
my
link.
likes here, the Timber Trail, redwood, birch, and soil.
Oh yeah.
I'm not making fun of this. I can actually smell dirt. I'm impressed. I'm like, wow.
I literally I use a fragrance that is called mud, and it smells like wet dirt. That's actually what you're smelling because I wanted it to smell like you were literally in the woods on a wet path.
That's
like
really
walking
cool.
through the woods on a rainy day, just the evergreen trees, the rain, the wet dirt, just all coming together. Like you're in that experience when you have that scent.
Rustic Ridge.
Oh yeah.
This is up my alley right here. Oak, bourbon, hickory. That's just I like deep wood smells. Like smelling a piece of wood. Mm-hmm. Really nice.
So that there is more of a bourbon forward with like some of those woodsy tones throughout. Mm-hmm. Now, what we did recently, we actually did a kind of a redesign or a revamp of our labels and our scent profile descriptions. And what we did is we just simplified the notes. So all of our fragrances now, they only have 3 notes that are listed on the container as kind of the core 3, like a top, mid, and base note. Right. Where there are other things in that fragrance, but we don't want to be so vague where it's like mysterious cologne. You're like, okay, well, what's that mean? But it's also not like 17 notes that you'd be like, what in the world is that ever going to smell like? Because you get people who get analysis paralysis and they're reading through all these notes and they're like, man, I don't know if I would like that because it's got like 9 different scent notes in it. But we simplified it to 3. Oh, that's one of my go-tos for like summertime or like relaxing. Smooth citrus, vanilla, touch of coconut.
Mandy, you'll like that.
Yeah.
Now, see, this one I already know I'm going to like. It's just I'm reading it. Orchard Breeze.
Oh yeah.
This is definitely a fall scent.
That's actually a cologne fragrance. It's clean. That's a crisp apple cologne.
Yeah, it is, dude. That's.
Yeah, so it's not like an apple spice or like an apple pie type of apple. It's more of a crisp apple top note. and it's a cologne. So the Desert Dusk, the Saddle Creek, and the Orchard Breeze are cologne profiles. But we just took kind of the core composition of it, apple, cardamom, and amber, to kind of give a vibe of what it would be like.
Lakeside Lodge. Now that is.
You remember Lion's Night Out?
Yes.
Yeah, that's actually Lion's Night Out plus 3 other fragrance oils blended in.
Okay. All right. Okay. I remember that now. All right.
And that one was our best seller, and it's still one of our top 3 best sellers. But since we've released the new fragrances, our first craft show of the year, our most popular scent that the customers were buying was Desert Dusk, and that was our one of our new 3, which is tonka bean, pepper, and musk. It's a mild scent, but it's warm, sweet, slightly spicy cologne.
That is good. Okay.
Sophisticated, in my opinion. That's just like a gentleman type of scent. So
Saddle Creek, leather.
Saddle Creek, man.
Okay. That one's a little more spicy than Desert Dusk to me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's the cedar and the leather probably working together.
Mm-hmm. Kind of creates a darker scent.
I've been looking
Camo Cam, just to give you an answer, Orchard Breeze is not an apple forward scent. Like when you get that, you're not going to smell candy apple. You're not going to smell like a red delicious apple. It's not going to smell like apple pie. Apple is one of the 3 top notes in that.
Yeah.
It actually has apple, pear, and plum. You know how like exotic colognes are, right? Like you read the scent breakdown of like Dior Sauvage or Polo Red or something, and it's like 18 different things. You're like, okay, if I tell the customer that's what it smells like, they're gonna have no idea. So I just grabbed a couple notes, one of the top notes, one of the core notes, and one of the base notes. And to me, the crispness of the apple is really what I want people to grab onto. It's just a very crisp, clean fragrance, with the cardamom being like kind of a spiced middle note, and then the amber making it a little bit warm and smooth at the bottom.
I'm smelling the Arctic and Coastal Command, and these are Dan and C's collaborations.
Oh yeah,
these are literally exactly what he would wear, 100%.
Oh yeah,
smells great. It really does. I like.
Arctic is like Vic Sav, dude.
Yeah,
peppermint and eucalyptus.
I know that's a nasty smell, but I like it. I have a hard time breathing in the wintertime. I know, most people do. I will put Mandy, basically, it's pretty much like a chapstick, but she gets it from somebody, and it smells literally like eucalyptus. And it's straight. It'll put you to sleep as well. And damn, does it work. This Command?
Yeah, I use Arctic Command a lot of times at night as like that relaxing mint, open up my nasal passages and everything. Oh, nice, Cam. He has my old Solstice Solid Cologne, which, by the way, we discontinued solid colognes at the beginning of the year. We've completely sold out. We have no more in stock. They have remained at 50% off since January the 1st. Now they're gone. And next month on the 6th, so 2 weeks from now, we're actually dropping spray cologne. So we'll have both a 10 milliliter and a 50 milliliter version.
June 6th is my birthday.
Oh, really? Nice.
I'll tell you something. That day actually is a sentimental. It's my birthday. I share that birthday with a few people. I don't know if you know this. I'm going to tell you. Not a lot of people know this. That is actually Scuba's birthday.
Really? Wow.
It is Scuba's birthday, my birthday, Drew McIntyre, one of my favorite wrestlers, and Tom Araya, the singer of Slayer.
Wow.
Yes.
That's pretty cool.
Now, I'm not a devil worshiper, you guys. I'm all about the heavy metal. I'm born on 6/6. That's my birthday. What can I say?
Yeah, that's true. It's true. What can you say? Oh, wow. Camo Cam and Mo have the same birthday, too. That's cool.
Oh, that's right. That's right. I should have known that. I'm sorry.
My birthday is July 23rd. I don't know if anybody else
My daughter's is the 24th.
Oh, nice. Nice.
So I got to tell you, of these 3 limited edition ones, I can't say one that I don't like. I really do like all 3 of them. They're good. They're really good. there isn't any of these that I don't like either, because I remember the ones you had before. They are a lot better, I will say. But the one that takes the cake,
the cake taker, guys, from the whole lineup, Beard Times with Scott's 5-star, 2 thumbs up. Beard Times rating goes to.
I gotta honestly say Timber Trail, because that one I'm like
Timber Trail. That's actually
it's got to be Timber Trail.
Scent, which is crazy.
Dirt, I'm like, that smells like dirt. That's how do you like some companies they get the carbonation. How do you make that?
Right.
There's just something about that makes it stand out to me, and I enjoy it.
We as makers think the same thing. When we order samples of like an orange soda or a lemon lime soda fragrance and it bubbles in your nose, you're like, how do they do that? Like, what in the world? I'm going to use that in a blend, like it smells fantastic.
So I'm going to tell you guys in advance, I haven't used any of these yet, but I will. Mm-hmm. Cory told me before we started, you get, when you buy the sample kit, which comes in this tin, it opens up, folds out.
Yep.
I'm going to say this is about a third of an ounce, probably
5 mLs. So it's a 1/6 of an ounce.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. 1/3 of an ounce would be 10 milliliter. So those samples, you can buy them individually on our website for $5.99 each. If you're wanting to try a couple things or throw one onto your order, maybe you're getting a full-size bottle and you want to see what something else smells like, you can do them $5.99. Or you buy the pack, you get all 8 of them for $4.99 each.
$40 for the kit.
Mm-hmm.
And you get an awesome, I was telling Cory, the detail that Hannah, his wife, does in making the artwork, you get an awesome carabiner sticker. My camera doesn't focus. You guys know I'm not technologically smart.
It looks better than my camera, brother. I'm all grainy.
This it's a carabiner, but there is a lot of detail in the picture. It's really awesome. A great sticker to have. But this will cost you $40 on the website.
Yep.
And I got to say, just by smelling them, you got to try them. The blend he has here, I'm already wanting to try it because it has Abyssinian. And Abyssinian is starting to become my oil. It honestly is. I'm really, really starting to like that.
Yeah, so it's a stellar ingredient. It's got a really stable shelf life. And one thing that I feel like it does is that it makes your beard feel full. I don't really know how to make more sense of it than describe it like that. But after it soaks in, you almost feel like your beard is thicker feeling than normal. And it just styles well. I don't know. I have a lot of luck using Abyssinian, which is why we put it at the top of our blend. I was like, I just love this stuff.
Tonight, Cory is, he told me he's having.
Yeah, forgot to
some specific sales. I'll let him tell you what they are.
Super, super simple, guys. If you go to weatherbeardsupply.com and you buy anything that is $19.99 or more, you can add a bar of soap to your order and it will automatically be free. So you buy a beard oil, you get a soap bar. You buy a butter, you get a soap bar. You buy a bottle of beard wash or conditioner, add a soap bar. The soap will automatically be free at checkout.
I highly recommend anybody do that just to get the freaking soap, because I'm one. This is going to sound hypocritical, but I'm saying this to myself as I'm saying it out loud. I do not like to buy soaps. Who's going to buy that Weatherbeard crap? Oh, Dan, you're such a goof.
Dan,
I'm not one to buy soap from chain stores. I don't like to use Irish Spring, Zest, and whatever else is out there. Mm-hmm. I have, ever since I've gotten to the beard game, I've taken more, pay more close attention to what I put on my body and in my body and such. And I'm one to buy soaps from the companies that I work with. Like, I loved Grindstones. I loved that soap.
Yeah, he's got good stuff. I've already used full bottles. Well.
Yes.
I've used 3 full bottles of Grindstone stuff since
really?
He released it. Yeah, dude. Wow. I went on a spree where I was using it every day and night for like 2 to 3 weeks at a time. And I just go right into the next scent. And every now and then, I'd switch it up. I would throw like one of mine in at night, or, I'd use his oil and mix it with my butter, or my oil and use some of his foundation butter. I got his unscented, and it's great, dude. His stuff just works. It smells awesome. Exactly. And it just works. I mean, he's got a hardworking blue collar company. It should work. So
I'm not one to. I didn't finish what I was saying. I'm one. I use regularly Buchanan, and I know that's kind of
nice.
it's kind of a store brand, but I
Sure.
use it for the simple fact me and Mandy use the same bar of soap. It's huge. It's literally a big ass bar of soap as they.
Yeah, I think they even call it that.
That's why we buy them. Literally, I have 12 bars right now.
Oh yeah.
I buy once a year, and I never have to worry about it. That's why I do
Yep.
it.
Yep. Yeah, we did that last year. So at the end of the year, we ran like a big year-end clearance sale where everything on the website was buy one, get one free for like the whole week. And dude, we sold the mess out of some soap bars. People were like, I'm buying them all. So I know there's a lot of these guys that are good on Weatherbeard soap for the next year.
So you guys this is your opportunity to try a really good company's bar of soap. I highly recommend it. Anything Cory makes, I know is going to be good. I would love for him to make smoked cherry wood, but I know that's never going to happen again.
Yeah, we won't bring it back. Unfortunately,
right.
This is actually a good segue into another good topic, and that's just kind of a directional change for our company.
Yeah.
One thing that's really, really popular, and there's nothing against it. I'm not like hating on anybody that does this, but one thing that is very special to the beard community, like Instagram, YouTube area, is that companies will just crank out scent after scent after scent, another one in a scent of the month. And then you've got this other special thing happening, and you got another blend, and you have another scent. And then you've got this special series that's on the side of the special scent. And it's just scents all the time from everywhere. And there's a lot of companies who they thrive in that business model because they've got lots of collectors, people that just love buying the new artwork, the latest, coolest thing, and it's their hobby. But we got to a point where we were like, you know what? We have 11 fragrances to choose from, plus an unscented. And there's no need for us to drop 20 to 30 cents a year.
There's no
because
need.
For one, we were just thinking like people can't use it. As soon as you're releasing another one, they haven't even gotten halfway through their old bottle. And I'm like, well, for us, it just makes things easier for us to say, hey, this is what we have. And it's really freaking good. And it'll always be here for you. It's not limited. There's no FOMO. If you like it, you can get it today and you can get it 8 months from now. And I'm going to have just as much then as I've got now. So we're just like kind of here when you need us. But we're not trying to reach further into our customers' pockets just by making a new scent.
Cory.
And we just want people to buy our stuff when they run out, when they need more. You know what I mean?
I'm not saying this to be stupid. I honestly do not know. Tell me what the FOMO, what it actually means. What does that stand for?
FOMO means fear of missing out.
That's what I thought. That's what I thought it was.
And
I just wanted to make sure.
It's kind of like the abbreviation FIFO in cooking, first in, first out, where you rotate. But FOMO is fear of missing out. And so
I wanted to make sure because that's what I thought it was. And I said, because I've said it was, and I was like, is that missing out? That's what I thought. Okay.
Yeah. So I know that there's two separate groups of people, right? Like I could have my core 8 fragrances and that were always there and they're always awesome. And just your average Joe random guy who stopped buying from Walmart and now he buys from Weatherbeard. He'll get Embered Nights. He'll use that whole bottle. And when he gets down to the very last couple drops, he'll put in another order for Embered Nights because that's just what works for him and he likes it. Mm-hmm. Then you have the community, and they want 798 fragrances that they can display on their wall and just look at the labels from time to time, crack it open and sniff it. But yeah, I think, if you got a collector mentality, by all means, there's tons of companies that you can support that way. But we just switched our business model and we're like, we want to be here for the people that rock with us. And when they run out of the thing that they love, it'll be here still. If they want to try something else on top of the thing that they love, cool. They can buy 2 products or 3 or 4 scents. We've got 11 to choose from. If you find 5 solid fragrances from my company that you just love, I think you could just buy from my company for the next 5 years and just always have something to change between. I just don't honestly, for me, I just don't like the concept of having to generate another new scent 3 or 4 times a month with new artwork and new names. It's just a lot of keeping up for me as an owner.
Right.
But I get it. I get it because, hey, I buy into it from time to time. One of my good friends in the community dropped some special edition cool thing, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to get it. I don't need beard products, but I'm going to buy it anyway. So I fully understand.
I used to have a big collection, as I'm sure a lot of you guys have watched me over the years. I have a thumbnail that people still talk about that I had hundreds of bottles of oil sitting on a table. It was when I started doing the yearly best ofs, best oil, all those things.
Yeah.
And there's a picture of me like this, like shit, like looking at my stuff. And I don't remember the exact number, but it was well over 400 bottles of oil that was sitting on that table. Because me and me literally set them there. And and like I said, I can't do that anymore. And it's not a financial thing. I have a problem looking at like why do I have those? I'm not using them. Like looking at my oils, I'm like,
right,
why do I have these? So I'm not gonna lie to you guys. What I have now is what I just unboxed Saturday.
Sure.
I don't know if I know you watched it, Cory. You were in.
Yes, sir.
Got the packages I unboxed Saturday, and then everything else in the bathroom is Lux. That's it. And I honestly, I think it's 12 bottles of oil.
Yeah.
Keep in mind, I'm using his exclusively for a year, but
sure.
I just don't see a point in keeping it anymore if I'm not using it, because I'm one of those guys. Come back to make an example. Come back to that Holy Grail, and it's gone. I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah.
And you say to yourself,
right?
You just left it sit there. It's your fault.
Exactly. So another thing is, and again, to each their own. Everybody spends their money how they want to. We're all adults here. People manage their finances well, or they manage them poorly. That's not up to me. Mm-hmm. But I do know that I've seen my fair share over the years of people in Facebook groups or comments saying, well, I can't let my wife know that I got this one. Oh, good thing I have that secret credit card that she doesn't know about, and I can buy it behind her back. And sometimes it's a joke, but sometimes it's not. And people literally get into problems with their significant others from having a buying problem. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
From buying too much crap. Like, it can create frustration in the home. And I was like, for me, I'm like, I just don't want to contribute to that.
I can attest to that 100% because I'm looking at it right now. I have $1,000 the Flying V guitar that I have over there. I ain't gonna lie. I told Mandy about it. I bought it myself. She didn't know that I bought it. She thought I got it from somebody else. She didn't know. I finally manned up and told her, and because it was bugging the daylights out of me for a year, and she didn't get upset. She goes, "Damn it, I love you." She's like, "You should have just told me." And she said, "I knew something was bothering you," and that's what it was. Like, I had to tell you.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to mention any names here, but I've had conversations with people who have, bought so many products that they got to a point where they had less than $1,000 in their bank account to their name. Because they were buying so many products, they were just constantly buying the next new release and the next thing. And then they realized, oh my gosh, I have a problem. I've got so many products. This is not cool, So, yeah, I just decided, for this year, we're not doing seasonals. We're not doing our anniversary scent. We did bring 3 new fragrances into our main lineup, but that's only because 3 of them were leaving.
Right.
And we wanted to have more like cologne-based fragrances because in our experience selling at barbershops, craft shows, boutiques, gift shops, the ladies and the guys who shop at barbershops go for those cologne fragrances 10-1 over all my custom blends. So if it smells like Polo Red and it's an oil, they'll buy the mess out of it at craft shows. You might not sell a lot of it in the community because everyone's just like, oh, it's just Polo Red. But to Lisa and Rebecca on the other side of my craft show table, they're like, "Ooh, that smells sexy. I'm gonna get that for my man." So
I was going to talk about that. I was.
Yeah.
I remember, if I remember correctly, you are one of the first to be going to. I don't want to say the wrong term. The craft and vendor events. You are the first one that I saw, and you was advertising, and come see us here, and I'm like, what? Because I'd never been to one of those before, and I said,
dang, dude,
I do now. I go to him now, and I look, and I said, the hell's he doing? And I was like, he's going to set up a table and basically a impromptu store setting. I said, how's that? Tell me about that.
Dude, I'm talking to a guy in the beard community right now who's a consumer who's developing his own beard brand, much like Daniel the Bearded did. I'm not going to say any names because he'll get there eventually, but he's been asking me lots of questions. You know, where do I get my equipment? How do I know how to mix my ratios and so on and so forth? But I said, this is what I would do if I could restart Weatherbeard from scratch right now with all the understanding that I have. In my first year, what I would do is I would make sure I had really solid labels that had all the information necessary on it. They were branded super clean. All my scent names made sense when it came to my brand, and I knew exactly what my company's goal and mission and overall brand was about. Nail that down, and then once you got your formulas and everything made up and you have your brand, I would take my first year. I would not go online with it. I would go straight to as many craft shows as I could possibly handle doing. And I would do those for my first year. There's a couple reasons. Craft shows, number one, are the best form of feedback that you can get on your company. People will comment on the presentation. Oh, these labels look great. And you'll know, okay, cool, I'm doing something right. If you have 8 fragrances and only 3 of them are selling constantly, but the other 5 aren't, you can get that and say, hey, that wouldn't be cool to sell to my online audience because people in real life aren't buying this stuff. So it's like, I don't want to sell that. If people don't like it, I'll switch it out. I'll drop that scent, try a new one, and go to the next craft show. Say, hey, this is our new scent. What does everybody think? Oh, wow, now that's the new number 1. So now I've got a great scent, right? So not only that, but they're highly, highly lucrative, dude. I mean, I'm talking, I've spent $375 on a booth and made $4,200 in sales in a single weekend. You know, you're making more than 10x your money back, and you're getting that real-time feedback, and it's in a weekend. Like, it's just on your time off from your day job. You could set up at these booths, Saturday, Sunday shows, and make $2,000-$3,000, almost pure profit, you know? And you get that feedback. So we love craft shows. We love it. I would say that craft shows in general attribute to about $25,000 to $35,000 of our yearly income every year.
How much again? Say that again.
It's between $25,000 and $35,000 that we make at our events that we attend, and we're not doing them every weekend. We do maybe 10 to 15 a year.
Yeah, you go to the ones where you'll have a good sale, or just one you're like, I want to go to that one again. You know, one you really like.
Yeah, for instance, we did one last year in Memphis called the Cooper Young Festival in downtown Memphis, Tennessee. Cooper Street and Young Street intersect right in the middle of downtown. Mm-hmm. They shut off all the blocks. They have 3 live music stages. In 10 hours of one day, we did $3,000 in sales. Set up, make $3,000, tear down, and go home. I'm only an hour and a half away from Memphis. We did it all in one day. It took me a month when I worked at Honda to make $2,400 in my pocket at the end of the month. I was making about $600 a week.
Y'all hearing that?
And I can make that in one day at a craft show. One day.
That's coming from an OG in making bearding products, y'all.
Yeah. So like I'm saying, there's a lot of these companies that will literally spend money on advertising, developing their website, getting their formula just right, trying to work with influencers and brands and what am I trying to say? Affiliates and ambassadors, and they're trying to get their feet in all the different places, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, my website. I'm trying to make videos and content and reels and all this, and just, I'm spreading myself so thin. I need to get SMS set up and text messages and email campaigns and all the things that come with a business. And I'm like, dude, you could make 20 to 30 grand so easy just attending craft shows in your first year. Find out if beard care is really something you want to do. Is this going to be a hobby, or do you want to scale it to be a full-time job? Do you just want to make some side money? Because if you just want to make some side money, Don't bother with building a website, packing orders, having to go to the post office, deal with online customer complaints, building a website and all that crap, dealing with all the payment processor fees and apps and things you got to install to make your store do the right thing. And don't do any of that. Go straight to the craft show, get your stuff propped up and off the table so it's eye-catching, and just sell the mess out of your stuff and find out what works and what doesn't. Don't waste all your time and energy on that.
What made you go? What made you make the change? And I say that because I didn't know that you worked at Honda. I'm assuming you were a salesman of some sort.
That's just my natural gift. When I was at Honda, I actually worked with doTERRA essential oils. And I was told by all my associates, dude, you could sell freaking poop to a goose. You could freaking sell ice to an Eskimo. You need to be in sales because you are so convincing us that we need this essential oil. You're just so full of sales information. That's your gift. And what was I doing? I was checking transmission parts to see if they had hits or scratches on them at the end of the line. Once they got ground down, I was quality control, and I checked about 600 transmission parts a day, just doing the same mind-numbing thing for 8 hours. But I was able to, after 4 years of being at Honda and growing Weatherbeard, I left Honda and started doing Weatherbeard full time in 2019.
What made you get in? What got you into that in general? How did you get into Weatherbeard?
Just No Shave November. I grew my first beard. It itched. It was 2015. Like I said, I was at Honda already for about 2 years at that point. And I knew a lot of the guys that I worked with on my line. They were all growing their beard, for No Shave. And I was like, hey, I'll do it too. I've never grown a beard. 25-year-old me, I start growing a beard. It itches like crazy. I'm Googling how to fix itchy beard. And the number one solution was some beard brand video or coming up make beard oil. So I was like, okay, I got all that kind of stuff at my local health food store. I'll go buy some jojoba oil, some argan, some coconut, and I'll make a blend. It can't be that hard. And it wasn't, So I started making my own beard oil, started selling it out of the store that I was buying all my supplies from. So I was taking her ingredients, putting it in my bottle, slapping a label on it, and putting it back on her shelf so she could sell it for me. And she was really cool. She actually, literally, I was selling the bottles for $15, and she would just put that full $15 in an envelope. And she didn't take any commission for it at all. She's like, I just want to see if it sells, and I want you to do well, and it was crazy, man. She recommended me to go from her store to the local barber shop. So that was my first wholesale account. And then from that store, she's like, hey, my girlfriend's got a gift shop, and, she's on this town. And next thing you know, we're in 8 to 10 stores selling our stuff. And I'm like, dang, this is more than a hobby. I'm a freaking business. This is crazy. I got people from different cities all around here buying my stuff. This feels cool. And that's when we made an Etsy shop, and we started there, and then we built weatherbeardsupply.com. So it's crazy, man.
Are you still in barber shops now?
Oh yeah. We carry our products in about probably 70 to 80 stores, retail stores nationwide.
Really?
Oh yeah. We use wholesale platforms like helloabound.com and fair.com. And basically what those do is it's kind of like a craft show or an online store, but it's where retailers are shopping wholesale products only.
Okay.
So brands are able to not only discover me, but I can also invite people to the brand. And then they get $100 off their first wholesale order. They get free shipping for an entire year. So we really grew our wholesale reach through those platforms, just people finding us. So yeah, we get orders all the time that are wholesale. I'd say wholesale probably accounts for about 20 to 30% of my overall revenue.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah, it's really cool.
We had a question from JP. He says, you have a great carrier blend now. As you were learning along the way, are there any carriers you would actively avoid or not pair together?
As far as I'm concerned, man, I'm just going to piggyback off of Scuba. A beard oil is a beard oil is a beard oil. Okay. You can use the, no offense, but you can use the crazy exotic stuff. You could use the super expensive stuff. You can use the bird stuff. You can put the CBD in it. You can use whatever you want. And at the end of the day, if we're all really, really, really being honest here, every beard oil to some level will make your beard feel better if they're using natural ingredients. It might not be the softest, it might not feel the fullest, it might not style the best, but your beard will feel better after putting it in than you did beforehand. Your beard's going to be
the cyber bully actually was right for a change. I'll be damned.
Yeah. So for me, I love my blend. I've tried lots of stuff. I've tried bird blends. I've tried CBD blends. I've tried blends that have oils in it that I can't pronounce. And at the end of the day, nothing has ever just taken my beard. And I'm just so incredibly mind blown by this experience that I'm having, that all other oils are inferior and failures compared to this crazy blend, right? I'm just like, hey, feels good. Smells nice.
Ken wants to know, what was your favorite scent you ever created and why was it Bluegrass Bay?
Because if I don't say that it was, that there's a guy from Wisconsin that'll hurt me.
But then he does say, what is your favorite one you made?
I'm totally kidding, by the way. I will say, I'll lay my crown at that scent's feet and say it is the most bizarre and unique thing that I ever made. And I can't believe that it was received so well. There are literally people to this day that are like, that is the best scent you've ever made in your 7.5 years of business. And I thought it was kind of odd. It was lemon lime soda, birchwood oud, and leather. It was like a citrus leather cologne. Like a citrus leather cologne with carbonation in it.
What were you smoking, Ken, when you thought of that?
What I did is I knew at the time, Ken said my 3 favorite scent profiles of anything I wear is citrus, leather, and oud. And I said, well, I'm going to make a scent that's got all 3 in it. What does lemon lime soda, leather, and oud sound like? He's like, no, I'm dreaming.
Russ, let me read. I got the blend right here. It's Abyssinian, jojoba, hemp seed, sunflower, fractionated coconut, meadow foam seed, shea nut, and castor. That's the blend.
It's 8 beard oils, or 8 carrier oils. Sorry. What I did to create that blend is I looked at 3 things. Number 1, shelf life. Because my first blend I ever made had grapeseed oil in it, which had like a 6 to 9 month shelf life, as everybody knows, depending on how you get it. And my longest lasting oil actually out of that blend was castor oil, which had a 1 year shelf life. Sweet almond oil had about a 6 to 9 month or a 9 to 12. I can't remember. But none of the oils, sweet almond, grapeseed, castor, and avocado, none of those oils had like a 2+ year shelf life in them. So when I created my new blend and we rebranded, having a minimum shelf life of 1 year was like a requirement. If it didn't have at least a year, it didn't go in my blend. And I think out of everything that I've got, the only one that has a 1 year shelf life is the castor. I think everything else has like a 2 to 3 year shelf life, and even jojoba, which has like a 5 year. But then the viscosity, right? So Abyssinian, jojoba, and meadow foam are more like your medium viscosity, where hemp seed, sunflower, and coconut are more like light to faster absorbing. Mm-hmm. And then the shea nut and the castor are like heavy, thick.
Yeah, you got a little bit of everything.
Everything. Super light, medium, full, thick. So it's a true medium blend.
Brewed and tattooed. I don't know. I'm reading your comments here. If you haven't tried, tonight Cory's doing a sale. If you buy literally anything off his site, you're getting a free bar of soap. So
pretty much anything over $19.99. So if you get an oil, a balm, a butter, a wash, conditioner, sample kit, if you add multiple sample oils or whatever you want to, as long as you're spending over $20, you can add a soap bar to your cart, and then that soap will become free when you're getting in the checkout. It's an automatic code. So
Weatherbeard Supply is a good company, you guys. Like I said, I did 2 reviews for Cory years ago. I feel like an old punk saying that now.
I had to pay him to say all this, by the way.
No, he did not. No, he did not.
Totally kidding. Totally kidding.
Cory is one. I've always said Cory Weatherby is one of the nicest guys in the bearding community you guys will ever meet or even get to talk to. He's so nice. I've always watched you. Like, you're live pretty much every day. I see it when I'm at work. I can't watch it, obviously.
Yeah.
I see it, and I'm like, I'm like, well, he must be packing whatever it is you're doing.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it kind of became this thing where I was like, I didn't know if it was helping or hurting my business, but I loved doing it so much that I honestly didn't even care. I was like, you know what? For the 3 people that come in here faithfully when I go live, I'm doing it for you. Like, I like to go live. I like to make products, label them, package the orders, and let people see the backside of what it's like to run the beard company. Like, this is how long that it takes to make a full batch of products, how long it's labeling and all that kind of stuff. The time that we're taking out of our lives to create these products for you. I want you to see it from start to finish, you know? And people are like, wow, man, he's been making products for like 2 to 3 hours now. Like, it's taking some time out of his day, you know? So that transparency is something I really enjoy, and I always have. So
being an OG in the bearding game, because you've been around as long as I have in this community. How do you feel about it now? How do you've seen the evolution and how much it's gone up and down and changed?
Yeah.
How do you feel about it now?
There's so many people that have been here a lot longer than I have. And I didn't really even join the community until I would say like late 2019, early 2020, maybe.
Yeah.
Because I was getting outside and going for walks all the time because everybody was locked in their house.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, I'm going to go get some fresh air. I'm going for a walk. And I would just go live, literally walking around my block. What's going on, guys? This is Cory with Weatherbeard. How's it going? You know, I'm on my walk. Let's just chat. If you got questions about beard stuff, let's talk. And that was kind of my introduction to the community. Now, I will say what has happened to this community, in my opinion, is just terrible. It's awful. The amount of drama and trolls and hateful, toxic negativity that exists here.
There were trolls last night in Jersey.
Oh, I saw that. I was so sick to see somebody trying to ruin something like supporting kids with cancer. Come on, man. Like, get a life. Seriously, like that's so sad. Like, genuinely, my heart breaks for an individual that would take their time out of their day, and what gives them pleasure is to try to ruin anything amazing that's going on. Like, it's just that's your thrill in life, is just making people as mad and miserable as you can. I don't get it.
I don't really pay attention 100% to my comment section like I should as a live streamer, but
I'm reading through.
Yeah. Well, what I'm saying, when I was following what you said, that's why I call my moderators, I call them my mechanics or wrenchmen.
Yeah.
That's why I have so many of them. They're good friends of mine that I talk to on a daily basis, and they know the drill. Get it out. They know. Get them out. Whatever it is. I can't stand that.
Yeah.
Let's say Cory is also responsible for. Oh, I kind of figured that.
You'll never forget, Ken got my leather and lumber scent, which was just leather fragrance oil mixed with pine and cedar wood essential oil. And I'm talking like the lowest quality. Like, I'm like Now Food Group's essential oil. Okay. When I started, that's what I got. And Ken smelled that on a stream one time, and his face, he was just like, oh, do you believe in magic? That song, like Ken's face. And then he's just like, he smelled it again, and he's just kind of taken back. Like, I love leather. It's kind of like that movie Anchorman, like Brick's like, I love lamp. Like, that was Ken. I love leather. I love leather. He just like everything. He went on that big kick. So, I also like what Gary said. Lots of drama started by people who claim they don't want drama. More that we talk about, the more it stays relevant. And that's true. I don't like giving it the light of day. I'm not going to sit here and go off on a big, long tangent. I said what I said. There's a lot of good people in this community, a lot of people that I call my brothers, and they're real, genuine dudes.
Yeah.
But, you know, the internet, no matter where you go, there's trolls, there's haters, there's losers. That's just life. Anywhere you go. So,
would there be a scent or scents you would suggest for someone that hasn't tried Weatherbeard?
You can go first, or I'll go. I mean, you just smelled everything for the first time.
You know what? I'm trying to. Cory, we haven't done it yet. We haven't done it. You wanted to do it. What do you say we give Brood and Tattooed a sample kit?
Yeah, heck yeah. That's my giveaway. I was actually going to do a giveaway tonight for a sample kit.
This guy here has not tried, and he wants to
Yeah,
try it.
man. Yeah, reach out to me, Bearded and Brewed Tattooed. Reach out on Weatherbeard Supplies Instagram. Just look us
Yeah.
up and say, hey, it's Bearded and Brewed, and I'll get your address and shoot you a sample kit. And that way you can try everything. And when you're ready to get a full size product, we'll be here for you.
Yeah, man. I mean, I know you follow me on Instagram. I don't know your real name, but dude, I'm pretty sure I'll follow you back. Dude,
Yeah, 100%.
I'm all about. I like to do giveaways as much as the next guy, but I really also like to pay it forward to people who are, man, I really want to try that. I want to try that company.
Yes.
I see it. You know, I'm human. I have a heart as much as anybody else does. I'm like, you know what? I actually don't have IG.
Okay, well, just shoot me an email, weatherbeardsupply@gmail.com, and I'll get back with you, man. We'll get your address, and we'll hook you up.
Yeah, well, I might be thinking of someone else who has that handle. I'm not 100% sure. I know someone has that on Instagram. Anyway, yes, I do have one because I thought I was having a heart attack, Gary. Remember? So I know I have something in there. Mark Brown, you want to try my guitar? Which one, the V or which one? I've got 4 of them here.
For me, I've only got one guitar. And I actually used to be a singer-songwriter, believe it or not. I did that for about 3 to 4 years. I've probably written 20 plus songs.
Really?
In that time, and learned lots and lots of covers. And yeah, I loved it. I used to write poetry and stuff in high school. I had a knack for writing poems. And I was like, I like to sing. I like to write poems. The only thing I'm missing is a guitar, and we can make something happen here. But for my answer, to say what scent would I recommend to someone who's never tried my company, if you're just a first timer, typically what I say is either the sample kit to try them all, or B, grab unscented and just see if you like the way our blend works for you.
Right.
And then say, all right, I'm willing to try some fragrances. Now, fragrance wise, I feel like the safest play for most people, just a scent that I think just about every guy could appreciate, would be Rustic Ridge.
Yeah.
It's like a woodsy bourbon. I mean, that's one of your most basic man scents. Most people would like it. Honestly, either that, Lakeside Lodge, and Embered Nights, because those were our top 3 sellers for the last 2 years. So Lakeside Lodge, Embered Nights, and Rustic Ridge.
I honestly, because I'm going, it's Timber Trail, because it's Weatherbeard Supply. Literally, it's the logo. It fits you. It fits Hannah. To me, I think Timber Trail should be your trademark scent, but that's just my personal opinion.
I have said that many, many times, that if my brand had a signature scent and like a poster child, it would be Timber Trail, because
it's you.
It really smells like what the brand is about. Like you're in the mountains, in the evergreen trees with wet soil or rain all around you, just enjoying nature. It's great.
Bourbon is heavy on the ridge. Saddle. Oh, I'm reading the comments there.
Yeah, man.
No tree beard. Yeah. Tonight, though, I will say I'm breaking my cardinal rule of my dedication or my commitment, but I'm actually, the sinuses are acting up. I'm going to use Arctic Command tonight.
Do it. Yeah, man. Do it. Give it a go. Let me know how it feels in the morning, how it goes for you. The old Tree Beard. Tree Beard, I can give you guys all the recipe to my very first fragrance I ever created, okay? Everybody get out your pen and paper and get ready to go to Amazon and buy all these things so you can make your own, very own 7.5-year-old Timber Trail recipe. So you need to get the Now Food Group's brand of essential oil, okay? That's all you're buying here. You're going to get pine needle essential oil, cedarwood essential oil, lavender tea tree. I think it's called tea tree and lavender, or lavender and tea tree. It's a mixed blend.
Yeah.
So you need pine, cedar, tea tree and lavender, and sandalwood. Sandalwood essential oil. And you're going to do equal parts, all 4 of those. I did 6 drops. So when I had an unscented carrier blend, I would put 6 drops of pine, 6 drops of cedar, 6 drops of sandalwood, and 6 drops of the tea tree lavender. and that was the very first scent that I ever made, ever.
Tea tree or tree beard was amazing.
And it's super simple. It's equal parts everything. So you don't have to get crazy with top notes and side notes and all that. It's just equal across. And you can make it as strong as you want to, you know.
Cory is you are the only maker that I know that literally has given even though you don't make it anymore.
Yeah.
You're the only person that I know that's given away your ratio recipe.
It's because this is something that I want every owner, every person in the community to hear this loud and clear. I am not in competition with any of the other beard companies that are in this community. I'm not competing with them. If every single company that exists right now were to find out what my secret carrier oil blend is and where I get my fragrance, and they started offering it, it is going to do absolutely nothing to my success. Because my target market, I'm selling in 80 different stores that these people don't even know what the beard community is. I attend 15 craft shows a year where these people have never heard of any of these people in the community. And the internet is full of, 7 billion people.
Yeah.
So the chances that, Joe Schmo from West Virginia is going to know about any of these companies is silly. We are such a small, teeny, itty bitty microcosm of the bearded people that exist, even just in one state. If I could sell to every person just in the state of Texas that had a beard, I'd be a multi-millionaire and you guys would never see me in the community. Cause I don't know, you might, but I'd be doing like rich person stuff,
It's
flying
funny.
all over the world and being cool.
It's funny you say that though. If you did that, you probably put the two big names that are into big company names from Texas out of business because I don't think they're doing a good job.
I'd sell it to every person in Texas.
Just saying.
Again, it's just there's no threat. I've got companies right now that I tell them exactly what fragrance oils that I'm using, which ones that I've used in the past that do well for me, where I get my wash base, my conditioner base, my bottles, my labels, who prints it all. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because if company B takes what I give to them and they take off running with it and they become a $5 million a year company, that does absolutely nothing to my company. Mm-hmm. I'm still over here doing what I'm doing. I'm getting my piece of the pie because I have people that love Weatherbeard. Right. So I don't worry about it. I'm here to help people. And they like my stuff. Cool. If they don't, see you later.
What does Cory do outside of Weatherbeard? No, that's not what I was talking about, Russ. I said two big names.
Yeah.
I made sure I clarified that.
Some real small batchers there, which is good.
Yeah, I didn't say. I said big names.
Two of the big dogs. Yeah, everybody knows. One of the companies was on Shark Tank and inspired me to actually create my beard oil hobby and turn it into a business.
Yeah, you guys should know exactly who that is. I'm saying.
Yeah, that's right. So I heard the numbers that they were doing off of beard oil sales. I think at the time, like even back in 2013 or 14 or it was 2015 because that's when I started. He was making $80,000 a month back then,
selling oils at $25 to $40 a piece.
Yeah, and I was like, goodness, this guy's making bank. I need to sell beard oil. And here I am 7.5 years later, and I'm not anywhere close to what he was making back then.
Yeah, but you're still, again, not selling them between $25 and $40 a bottle.
I could be if I wanted to. Very, very easily. The only difference is you just have to market to a different group of people. That's all it is. What? You change your messaging, your wording, how you present yourself, maybe the unboxing experience and so forth. You add a little bit of extra flair to who you are, and you can absolutely get people to justify spending $40 a bottle. Well, one of my favorite things that's amazing about that company is that on Black Friday one year, I don't know if they did it multiple times, but they released a beard oil that was $80 a bottle on Black Friday when everyone else was running 50% off discounts. They took their most expensive oil, doubled the price on it, and still sold out of it just because it was a limited edition from a brand that people trusted.
Right.
I thought that was incredible. I'm like, what a amazing move from a business to just show like, hey, this is how much value that we bring to the table. If we double the price of our most expensive oil, we will still sell out. That's something that people should take note of. Instead of running their sale at 50% off, they doubled the price of their Black Friday thing. And there were still a huge group of people out there that wanted to buy it at double their original cost. Because within that business model, having a $15 oil, a $25, and a $40, that's like having 3 companies all in one right there.
Pretty much.
And all your different types of customers. The guy who's looking just to get by, he's going to buy the $15 oil. Then you got the guy who thinks he's just a little bit better than that, and he can afford that extra $10, but he's not going to go 40.
Right.
That's too much. But I'm a $25 oil guy. Hey, and that's back when the average price of oil was 15.
Yeah.
But because the way they structured it, it made the most desirable bottle the $25 one. But then you have people who are like, oh no, only the best of the best for me. I'm top tier. I'm not buying that. I'm not wearing Curve. I'm wearing Creed. You know what I mean? Like there's people that are just like that. And so they would never even mess with the 25 or the 15 because why do I want that junk? Only the best is the best for me. So
that's ridiculous. I'm reading that's ridiculous. I don't care. Never. I would never.
You know what it is? But there are people out there who would love it.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. See, me, I would personally, this is just my thing. I would never go out and buy a brand new 2023 vehicle. Ever. I would never buy a brand new vehicle, even if I could afford it. Because to me, it's just not a smart way to spend your money when there's so much more value you can get out of a great car. Right. It's just a couple years old. So yeah, man, there's always going to be people though that there's one guy who's willing to buy a Rolex. If he had an extra $50,000 and he wanted a Rolex, he's going to get a watch. I'd be like, that's crazy. But people are going to spend their money on the things that they want to spend their money on, even if you think it's insane.
That is true. I mean, that's to each his own when we say that. I'll give them this. I haven't found any scent from small batch companies close to. Yes, that is very true. That is very true. Like I said, I'm respectful not to say, the company's names and such. That's pretty much what you're paying for is the scent. That's pretty obvious for that matter for them. But still, that's a lot of money.
I feel that, Ken.
I ain't gonna lie. I used to use their hair shampoo conditioner like it was going out of style. It worked. I really enjoyed it. And I used the cheaper one, and then I used the more expensive one for the scent, and I was like, I can't afford this. So it sucked because I really liked it because it worked for my hair. And I was like, I can't spend $40, just to get the shampoo. So I can't afford this.
And it's just like a lot of company owners, right? So what we do, we as a company owner are trying to operate for profit, okay? Mm-hmm. I love you guys, but I'm not running my company because I love you guys. I'm running my company so I can pay my bills, okay? So you have to set your price at a certain point. You don't want to be like crazy way off the market average and make yourself like unapproachable, but you also don't want to underprice your stuff and make yourself look like you don't appreciate and you're not putting a lot of hard work into this. People look at your cheaper cost oil and they think this is cheap stuff. It's just psychology. It just is the way that it is. But sorry, I was reading comments too. Got a little sidetracked. But, what we as company owners do, we try to price our stuff to a place where the customer perceives that we have a good quality product, but it's not so out of reach that they won't buy it because we need to make profit. And a lot of times what will happen is a company will get started and we'll try to price our stuff, where we believe that we should be getting paid. And we're not getting a ton of business. And what happens is so many companies will try to race to the bottom. This weekend is 25% off. And 3 days later, we have a 30% off sale. And then we have a buy one, get one free. And then next weekend, everything is 50% off. Now we're doing a buy 3, get 2 free and just, giveaway. It's just like we're giving things away and we're decreasing our prices. And And then you're running yourself into the ground doing all this work, and you're making less and less and less profit all the time, which is just, then you're kind of almost running a charity. Like if you're making products, packing them up, shipping them out, and at the end of the month, you're not positive with how much money any money you're putting into your pocket, you're working for free. Sometimes even losing money because it costs more to run the company than what you're making by discounting yourself. So that's another little tangent. But hey, for any company owners out there, don't shortchange yourself and don't constantly run some crazy bonkers sale, because your customers will get trained to sit around and wait for that sale, and they will not buy in between.
What do you do outside of Weatherbeard? I'm pretty sure that takes up the majority of your time, but what do you like to do other than making beard products?
Okay, so actually, Weatherbeard takes up very, very, very little of my time right now, and that's because, and I'll tell you why. I took a course last year, paid $2,000 for that course too. So investing in your education is extremely important to the success of your company. Any startup company, any small batch company, any guy that's wanting to get your hand into it, do your research and invest in your understanding before you hit the road running. You're going to save yourself so much money, so many headaches by investing in your understanding. But in that course, it said, if you have a stable shelf life, right? Like my products have a 2 to 3 year shelf life if they're stored properly. So instead of making batches of 50 oils that I would sell through in the course of a month, make a batch of 400 oils. And then you'll have those oils to sell over the course of the next 6 to 8 months. So you don't have to spend any more time in production on that scent anymore. So make all your products, buy tons and tons of supplies at the end of the year, which drives up your expenses, means you pay less in taxes. And then at the beginning of the year, go into full on just crazy production mode. Make enough product that you wouldn't have to make another thing for the next 6 to 8 months and you'd still be fine. Like make that much product. Because even if if I sold a bottle of Rustic Ridge in August that I made in January, you are still going to have an excellent experience with that product for the next 1.5 to 2 years. So instead of making 50 this month, then 50 next month, then 50 the next month, and having to get everything out, fix it, label it, clean it all up, go back through that, rinse and repeat over and over and over. And then you're spending more time working and less time doing the things that matter, like branding, marketing, coming up with a plan on selling your products, because you're spending all your time and energy making them. So I just started making products in bulk at the beginning of the year, and I have not had to go into the shop and make a single product since probably about February the 15th.
Damn.
So I walk in there, I fill 3 to 10 orders, whatever I had for the day, pack them up. I can go home all day long. I can do whatever I want to for the rest of the day, which is amazing. And this is what entrepreneurship means to me, which is why I'm not looking to, really blow our company up and be some multi-million-dollar operation where I've got to manage employees and hire and fire and train and upgrade equipment and do this and that. I'm at a point right now where I can take 1 to 1.5 months, go in there 40 hours a week, just making batches and labeling them and making them. And then I can just stop and say, hey, what we have, it's what's available. I'm going to send out an email once a week. I'm going to send out text messages 2 to 3 times a month. I'm going to put out my social media posts and let people know I'm still alive and they can buy my products. But as far as putting hundreds of thousands of dollars into advertising and trying to be the next big thing, I don't have any desire to do that. I'm comfortable where I'm at. I like going in, working for 20 or 30 minutes, packing orders and going home and living just fine. So I work maybe 20, 30 minutes a day right now. Now with what I'm doing with my free time, because I'm an entrepreneur and I want true freedom in this life. Okay. If you really were to ask everybody here the same question, if you could work never and you could make amazing money, would you do it? Of course. Everyone would. Let's say that you could work 4 hours a week and make 10 times the amount of money that you're making right now at your 40-hour-a-week job. Would you do it? Yeah. Everybody would be wanting to do that, right? Because everybody wants to make more money and they want to have more time to spend it on creating experiences with their family, sleeping in when they want to, going on a trip when they want to, and not having to ask anybody for permission. Now, what I've gotten into is another business model, actually, aside from Weatherbeard. Now, Weatherbeard's not going anywhere. Don't get scared, everybody. But what I'm doing, it's called high-ticket affiliate marketing. So it is very much the same as what we do here in the bearding community. People get discount codes. They get links. They share the products. When someone buys the product, they make a certain percentage of a commission based on what the company agreed to pay them, right? Maybe it's 5%, maybe it's 20%, whatever it is. That's between the affiliate and the company. Now, let's just put it this way. There's two different models of affiliate marketing. Low ticket affiliate marketing is the most common type, where people recommend things that are like less than $1,000, right? Coffee mugs, thermoses, beard oils, beard straighteners, right? High ticket affiliate marketing is where you're selling products that are multiple thousands of dollars, and they're typically in the form of a digital product, like an ebook or like a digital course, which is a highly specified skill. It's kind of like going to college, but you do it online. Mm-hmm. And when you sell those courses, the companies that make these digital products are able to pay you significantly higher commissions, right? So if let's just say I made 40% on a course that cost $2,000 for someone to buy, I'd make $800 off of one sale. Versus, let's say I make $2 off of a $20 beard oil that I can promote. Mm-hmm. I'd have to sell 400 people on that bottle of beard oil to make that one sale of high ticket affiliate marketing. Mm-hmm. So that's essentially what I'm doing. I'm selling high priced products to people that want to learn specialized skills. And when they buy them, I make really high commissions, like $500 to $1,000 every time I get someone to opt into it. And it's passive income. I don't have to make a product, fill an order, deal with customer service. None of that stuff. Now, don't get me wrong. I love Weatherbeard and I love doing what I'm doing. Again, I'm working very minimally. But the thing that I'm really looking into and spending my free time and energy on is learning this new skill called high ticket affiliate marketing, and then teaching other people to do the same.
Interesting.
Yeah. It would be kind of like, let's just say for the sake of an example, that Scuba created a course that said, if you want to take your beard company or your beard product channel and get 100,000 subscribers in the next 2 years, I can show you how to do it. And he had a course that he was selling for $2,000. How many content creators would buy that $2,000 course if he said he could get you to 100K in the next 2 years?
He would probably do enough to keep him, that would pay for him for the rest of his life.
Exactly, because there would be people constantly wanting to know, how could I do that? This guy's got the inside secrets. He's got all the secret sauce, and he's going to show me how to do it. So would I rather, then you have to ask yourself, would I rather go to college for 40 to 60 grand over the course of a 2 to 4 year degree? Or would I rather invest $2,000 in Scuba's course, learn how to get 100,000 subscribers on YouTube, and then monetize myself and make money that way? I think that 99% of people who are interested in content would be like, I'm taking the $2,000 course over 4 to 6 years in college and hundreds, $50,000, $60,000 in debt. It's just a smarter financial move.
Yeah.
So with online education become like so prevalent, back in 2020, when people are like, they're working from home, they're learning from home, remote learning and remote work really became like this booming thing. And so for people like myself, as an entrepreneur, I invest in courses that teach me how to run my beard care company successfully, how to build a brand, how to open a bank account and budget and insurance that you need, and making sure you're crossing all your T's and dotting all your I's and not doing anything that you shouldn't be doing. If you invest in your education, you can start in year number 1 with all your stuff in a row. You're following label laws. You're following good manufacturing processes. You understand what the IFRA is and abiding by that. Like investing in your education is the difference a lot of times between success and failure. And like, that's what every person in here, the only difference between anybody in this room right now and a brain surgeon is that brain surgeons learned how to operate on brains. And that's why they get brain surgeon income. So that's really the only difference that's separating any person from having a low income and a high income is the skills that they know.
I never ever thought of it that way until you just said that, honestly. Then that makes perfect sense. It really does.
And I can get off of that little soapbox because I can talk about finances and investing and entrepreneurship for easily 10, 20 minutes without stopping to take a breath.
And that's great. That really is. That's
just what I'm really passionate about.
Yeah, I can see that. I was going to say that I'm glad I asked you that question because no one really knows that side of you. You really don't. I didn't until you just talked about it. So I knew you was just cool, laid back Cory, Bob Ross. That's the only thing I knew about you. Now I'm like, not to say the negative way. I'm like, this fucker's wanting to make a bunch of money pretty quickly. I'm like, he's good at it. That's all.
Yeah. I mean, that's to me. Okay, you only have one shot at life. All right, you get one life. You get one go. And I was just looking this up the other day, but 85% of people, according to a Google poll of over 1 billion with a B workers, 85% of people said that they were unhappy and unfulfilled at their job.
Yeah, I am. I'll admit that in a second.
And just think about how sad that is. 85% of people work a job that they can't stand because they feel like it's all that they can do. They don't feel like they have any alternatives. But I'm telling you right now, guys, and this is part of my overall sales pitch when I'm talking to people about high-ticket affiliate marketing. But truth be told, we live in a generation, whether you want to believe it or not, that you can make payments for your groceries using your cell phone, and that there are kids unboxing toys on YouTube that make more money from one video than you'll make in the next 5 to 10 years working 40 hours a week. That is the world we live in. I don't know if you guys remember this. It's corn, a big lump with knobs. You remember that kid, the corn kid? You remember, I'm an island boy and I've been trying to make it. Everybody remembers these viral videos and these people that do these stupid things. And the next thing you know, they're multimillionaires. And they never work a day in their life. And they're getting brand deals. And people are paying them to promote their products thousands upon thousands of dollars because they made some silly video on the internet. That's the world that we live in. But it's kind of like, we went from bartering, hey, I'll give you 3 chickens for your goat, to saying, no, I'll give you 20 pieces of paper and 3 coins for your goat. And then we went to, no, I'll give you this piece of plastic at the grocery store to buy my stuff. To the fact that now people can take their watch and pay for their stuff, right? Look at the progression of how we pay for things. Look at the progression of just everything. We live in a digital world, and there are people who, again, this is no offense, but there are people who are in their 60s, 70s that would never use a debit card because they just don't trust it.
Yeah.
Right? And then for that person to think, you're going to pay for that with your phone? What are you talking about? I'm a cash only. Cash is king. I only use cash because it's all I know and I'm comfortable with. But the thing is we're in a digital age, right? We had a kind of a medieval age, and then we went into like an agricultural age where people started farming and harvesting. Then we went into an industrial age where people started inventing things and creating factories and machines. And now we're in a digital age. So there's a lot of people who are living in that industrial age mindset, right? Become 18, grow up, get out of the house, go to college, go get a 9-to-5 in some factory or in some office somewhere. And I'm going to do this same job for 30 or 40 years till I can retire, have my pension and my 401k and all my things all laid nicely in a row. And then there's kids who are literally 5 and 10 years old that are making millions of dollars utilizing the power of the internet. Mm-hmm. And there's people who sit and think, yeah, they could do it, but I couldn't do it. Right? That person, of course, yeah, they had a video that went viral and got billions of views, but I could never have that happen to me. I could never learn how to do that. And they self-limit themselves out of increasing their earnings. They have disbelief in their own selves. Oh, I mean, I think I could start a beard care company and be good at it, and then they come up with all these reasons and they talk themselves out of it. I know that people are making millions and millions of dollars going through their cell phone and their laptop, just traveling the world as influencers, but they could do it, but I could never be an influencer. Well, the thing is there's education that can teach you exactly how to use the algorithms and learn that kind of stuff and become that. But people choose not to do that. They stay unhappy at their job or doing what it is that they do because they feel stuck. They don't feel like they have any options. And there's just so many options now. It's just stupid how you can make money on the internet. It's crazy.
Give me some of your money then. Since you've got a plan, you obviously have money in the bank.
I actually don't. My salary my salary that I pay myself out of Weatherbeard's income is about the national average for a married family, which is about $60,000 to $70,000. So I'm not rich. I'm not rich at all. Definitely don't have tons of money. I drive a 2005 Prius and a 2007 Honda Element. Just to give you, I live in a house that appraised for $40,000. I live very, very meager. So I don't have tons of money. Although I know opportunities when I see them because I've been my own boss for the last 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm an entrepreneur. And so now that I've become my own boss and I look at my previous work situation, working in hospital cafeterias, working at Long John Silver's and Burger King, and working in a metal fabrication plant and working for Honda and all these jobs that I had, I look back at that lifestyle. And now that I've become my own boss, I've tasted freedom. I'm like, I will never, ever, for the rest of my days, work for someone else ever again.
I wouldn't.
Because there are so many ways that you can make a living that are not 9-to-5 jobs. You can get into just about anything and learn how to monetize it. So now that I've been able to come to this point, you know, where I can sleep in if I want to, take a day off if I want to, I don't have to ask anybody. I can do that. So all that I want is for people who are unhappy at their 9-to-5s to believe in themselves, to take a chance on themselves, to invest and like say, all right, I'm sick of this situation. I'm sick of being unhappy at my job. I'm sick of doing the same thing day in and day out. I'm getting older. My body's wearing down and I still got so many years left at this job before I can leave. I feel sorry for people. I want them to feel inspired and believe in themselves and try to learn something that can change their position instead of just accepting forfeit, you know?
I may have to take your advice on that because
reach out to me, man. I'll have a conversation with you off the screen, but about what it is that I'm doing and how it works. But it's incredible stuff, man. High ticket affiliate marketing is something that any person in this entire chat could do and become successful at it.
I'm 40. I'll be 42. In a couple
yeah, you're young. You're young, bro.
Yeah, I'm getting to the point now and doing the same thing for over 20 years. It could just be my field, you know, maybe, you know, warehouse working guy. I'm just done. It's I
see people in the chat here saying, you know, I love my job. It wears me out, but I love it. And then there are people that don't want to work for themselves that are happy working for someone else. And I totally agree with that. I'm just saying for me personally, in my mind, working in a factory, checking a transmission part 600 times a day with my neck bent, doing this right here.
Yeah.
To imagine myself in my mind, to picture myself doing that for the next 30 years until I can retire, I'd rather just be gone. Like that is so miserable and depressing to me to spend your whole existence checking a part to see if it had a hit mark on it or a scratch.
Right.
There's so much that you could do with your life, but there are people who would just be perfectly content doing that. And so
I literally have the gravy job, like work wise. I work Monday through Friday, 6 to 2:30. I cannot complain. I've got what everybody wants. But at
Sure.
the same time, I work I work in warehouses where you are literally just a number. You're not appreciated.
Yep.
You are just a freaking number.
Yeah.
And there are days where I just want to just walk out. It's just happening a lot more and more. It
And I
really is.
mean, so many people feel secure at their job because they're working for a big company that's got a lot of protection and they've got benefits and all this, and they really take care of their associates. But that company could hit a dip in sales and have to lay off 3,000 people next month, and you might be one of them.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like stuff like that happens in the real world, and people just lose their jobs.
That's been kind of threatened here at my place of work. It has. They haven't said that, but
Yeah.
they're basically saying it without saying it. And to me, I'm like, that's a sign. Honestly, I'm not worried about it, but like you said, you never know when that's going to happen. It could happen just like that.
It's very true. I've seen it happen. I've seen people get laid off and be out of work for months and be like, oh my gosh, dude, like all my savings are ate up. And, I'm one paycheck away from being homeless kind of thing. It's crazy how fast things can change. So that's why I always try to inspire people, whether it's on my lives or this live. With what I've done in my life, I had no college training. I had no idea what I was doing. I literally stumbled my way into this. But becoming my own boss has been the best thing that I've ever done in my adult life outside of marrying my wife. Like it has opened my eyes to so many more opportunities that I could have and live my life on my own terms. And I just want people to see that and be like, hey, if he could do it, I can do it. I would love to learn something new and take a chance on myself and do something I'm really passionate about and make a living at it,
So what is the future of Weatherbeard Supply?
Weatherbeard is continuing to grow. We're not spending hundreds of thousands of dollars a year in ads because we have 7 years worth of work building an audience of people that love our products. So Weatherbeard's going to maintain. Weatherbeard's going to hold strong. We're still sending emails. We're still doing promos. We're still making content. But I'm just not pushing nearly as hard to grow Weatherbeard into a massive, like multi-million-dollar operation, because I know that would take so much more of my time. And that's the thing that I appreciate the most, is having my time. So if Weatherbeard does start to grow out of my hands, even without marketing, and it just happens organically, wow, okay, cool. And if it does, I'll have to adjust. I may have to sell the company at some point or depending on how much it's worth. I think that the way that a company evaluation typically goes is the previous 2 to 2.5 years worth of gross income combined is the sale value of your company to be bought. So at that rate, even if I were to sell my business right now, I wouldn't need to work a day in my life probably for the next 10 to 15 years. So
that's pretty awesome, man.
Yeah, it is what it is. So if it keeps growing and I get to a point I don't want it, I'll sell it for more than what it's worth right now. And then I'll be just fine. So,
well, Cory, we are at that time of our time together.
Sure.
The page has been flipped.
It's been good.
You all know what that means. Cory Weatherby, you are now officially in the hot seat. Are you ready?
You know what? Give me just a moment. I'll be right back, and then I'll be ready.
You know what he's doing? You all know what he's doing? He's not ready. He probably just peed his pants. That's probably exactly what he's going to go do. I'm reading some of you guys' comments here now. Mark Brown says, let's be SmackDown commentators. You want to work on a Friday night? Man, I'd rather work Monday night. Plus, we get an extra hour. Got to get ice packs for the hot seat. Yeah, he probably is. I'm reading your comments. Yeah. Ken, you do have a very much needed job. I will say that I will say. Been listening. Great show, guys. Thank you. And in case you guys don't know, that guy right there, Tyson from Copper Johns, will be the next person in the hot seat. We just haven't set a date yet. But Tyson from Copper Johns, it is official. You are next in line, my friend. So message me and we'll get a date. We'll get a date lined up, date, the time, and all that good stuff. Copper Johns is a damn good company. A company that I've used one time, and I respect the living hell out of them. So I was just telling the guys that the next guy in the hot seat is Tyson from Copper John's Beard.
Oh, nice. Yeah, Tyson's cool. Dude, I'm not going to lie. My eyes were floating, bro. So we're good now. We're good.
Okay. All right. Well, we're at that time of the interview session where I'm going to just give you a bunch of speed round questions, and you just answer them with your. Oh, look, he's voguing. Look at him. Oh, gee, y'all don't even know about the Vogue. Y'all ain't even old enough to know what Vogue is. All right. We always start with the same. Then it's me, right, Gary? You've already had your time. You didn't want to do it. You're not ready. You are not ready. You're not even ready when you think you're ready. Just saying. All right. The first one is the same one every time. Coke or Pepsi?
Coke.
Yes. Your favorite?
Specifically vanilla Coke, bro.
Oh, like, even much better. That's awesome.
The best soda there is.
Okay. All right.
No questions.
Your favorite and least favorite scent that you make to this day?
My favorite scent right now, like ever, is Desert Dusk. Actually, in my current main lineup, when I added that scent to the main lineup, it is my favorite scent ever. A close second to that would actually be Midnight Cruise. Believe it or not, I'm a big fan of the vanilla, amber, and tobacco in that. It's sweet, warm. That's just my type of vibe. I love warm, sweeter, kind of like not super strong, punchy scents. I like the smooth ones. So yeah.
What's the least favorite one that
least favorite that I've ever created? One that I wear the least frequently, and this is this will come as a shock, but it's actually Coastal Command.
Okay.
But that's not my scent. See what I'm saying? Like I made that for someone else, but I don't personally wear that. Okay. It's just not me. So but a lot of people love it. And I will say, when I was testing it for Dan in the production, that has one of the longest lasting fragrance oil compositions that I've ever used.
Okay.
It's just long lasting, and it's citrus, which is strange. So yeah.
From Camo Cam, in your best impersonation, I'm Batman.
I'm Batman.
That's pretty damn good. That's a good one.
Okay.
5 things you bring with you when you're going camping.
Ooh, well, you got to have a tent or a hammock. Tent or hammock. We'll just make that one. A pair of dry socks. You got to have a knife. You're going to need, I would just take probably a cook stove and pot set, if that counts as one item. I want a knife. I want something to cook on. I want a place to be sleeping. Obviously, you've got to have water. And so a knife, a tent, water. I don't know about the extra pair of socks now that I'm thinking. If it's like importance mode, and how long am I going to be there? This is all really important.
Just like you're going to be gone. Yeah, for like a weekend per se.
Ooh. Yeah, those are like the must-haves. So a tent, a knife, some sort of a cook set, because even if I can't get a fire going, I got that, and I can eat. And obviously, your food and water. You got to have that too. Yeah, bare minimum.
What is the color of your toothbrush?
Blue.
What is your favorite candy?
Ooh.
Not chocolate. Candy.
All of them. No, I'm just kidding. Just candy that's not chocolate. I would have to say, like, pink Starbursts, man.
Okay.
Just give me a whole bag.
And what's your favorite chocolate candy bar?
Favorite chocolate candy bar? I might be pretty boring with this, but I'll just say Snickers.
Okay. What's the best coffee shop you go to?
Ooh, best coffee shop that I go to currently? That's going to be the Martin's Coffee and Bakery in Martin, Tennessee. It's about 15 to 20 minutes from here.
Okay.
And the owners actually buy my beard products and sell them in their shop. So
Okay.
double whammy.
All right. Now this one, you participate in craft and vendor events. What is your favorite food that you're searching for when you go there? Because you know what I'm talking about.
Oh, dude. Any authentic taco trucks are always so good.
Yeah.
Oh, the taco truck.
Okay.
It just depends because sometimes you're in the mood, you want a burger, sometimes you want pulled pork. But if they have a taco truck, we're checking that one out for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know this. Do you drink alcohol?
Occasionally, I don't drink to get drunk, but I'll
You're
have.
a wine. Are you a wine guy?
If I do have wine, it's got to be a sweet wine. I am not a dry wine person. I don't know. That's like drinking rubbing alcohol. It's just.
Whew. I see you. I could be wrong. My first impression, you remind me of a wine drinker. I was going to say, what's your favorite wine? So it's a sweet one. Okay.
Fancy, yeah, a sweet wine. It could be red or a white, but as long as it's a sweet wine, I'll take it.
Okay, all right. What is your best comb or beard brush that you have?
I would say, we only have 3. We have 3 carbon fiber combs, and out of those 3, I would say that the number 10 is my personal favorite. Yeah, it's like a pocket-sized pet comb. Okay. If you saw their pet comb, the wide tooth tines on it, there's a wide tooth and a thin.
Uh-huh.
The number 10 is basically the wide tooth side of that comb and then just curved off so it's short.
Okay. Yeah. And what is the best beard brush you have?
We do not sell beard brushes. And I've only actually used one beard brush in my whole grooming journey, and that was a Cremo beard brush.
Well, that's what I meant. I meant like I knew what you sold. I meant like your personal that you use.
Oh, I don't have a beard brush. All I use is combs. And like I said, early on, before I had some length, I would use the Cremo beard brush. That's the only one I had, the boar's hair.
Okay.
Yep.
One has to go. Beard balm, in shower beard conditioner, or beard butter.
In shower beard conditioner, 100%.
Thank you.
Oh yeah. It is absolutely the least necessary part of maintaining a healthy beard. But there are a lot of people, depending on their ethnicity and stuff, for like styling. I've heard that conditioner is just absolutely a game changer, and they would probably say balm. Depending on your hair type, you might not need any shape or style. It might just be naturally dense. So,
what is the perfect? What you're making your perfect pizza? What all's on it?
Oh man. Perfect pizza has got to have sausage, bell peppers, mushrooms, banana pepper, and then, man, that all sounds really good right now. Why am I talking about this? But yeah, that sounds about right. So, sausage, bell pepper, banana pepper, and mushroom.
Okay,
that sounds like a good one.
Now I got to ask, because do you like pineapple on pizza?
I do actually. Yeah, I'll eat it. Yeah.
All right. Now we're going to go to the next thing.
Like Cory, pineapple jalapeno, though. Come on. Anybody know what I'm talking about?
That does sound good, actually. That does.
Pineapple jalapeno. Me and my gamer buddies back in high school, that was our signature thing. It was pepperoni, pineapple jalapeno pizza with like Monster energy drinks and Marvel versus Capcom for 6 hours. You know what I mean? Like, let's go.
Me and Mandy we were eating for a while pineapple and olive from Deadpool from the movie. He says sweet and salty. It's actually really good.
Oh yeah. Yeah. That's kind of like the spice from the jalapeno, the sweetness and the saltiness from the pepperoni. So it's just everything going on.
Okay. Now what's Cory's perfect burger?
It's got to have, it doesn't actually need lettuce on it. It could be like tomato, pickle, ketchup and mustard, cheese. Pretty simple burger. I mean, if you're getting like gourmet, we're talking like
your burger,
crazy burger. I can make whatever I want. I've always wanted to try like a PB&J with bacon burger. That just sounds.
Gary talks about that. He says it's really good.
That sounds so good. Just peanut butter and jelly with bacon. Like I might just make a PB&J that has bacon on it just to see. Like, what is this life about? Sweet and salty, Sounds so good.
Okay. Putting you on the spot. Your
Okay.
opinion.
Yeah.
The three best beard reviewers in the game right now.
In the game right now, it would almost be hard to name three, sadly. But if I had to just say three reviewers off the top of my head, and no offense to you because you just got back into it, but we're talking like people who have been current. I would say
All right,
Dan,
do both. Then do both. Your all time and
ever. Okay.
Yeah.
So obviously, Dancy, you got to put respect on his name. I mean, the guy has literally made a living out of his content. It's that good. Jay Cruz, I really like his style. I like his energy, his charisma, which is why I'm affiliates with both of those guys. They're great. And then as far as presentation, I'd have to say you're in there too. Just delivery and presentation. Yeah.
Thanks, man. Thank you.
Yeah, I would put you in there. That's why I wanted to be on the show. I'm like, I like Scott. He's straightforward, cool guy.
Channels non-beard related that you watch.
Ooh. Adventure Archives, number 1. Adventure Archives. There are 3 guys from Columbus, Ohio. So there's 2 brothers, their cousin, and then they grew up with one of their best friends in their neighborhood. And he lives out in California. So like he comes in on episodes occasionally, or they'll all fly out on the West Coast and he'll take them to camp in like Yosemite. Okay. But they actually have a Patreon page where you can pledge like $2. And anytime they come out with an episode, you get to watch it like 2 weeks before anybody else does. So I do that. I'm in like their little VIP group. They write their own music. Every single song that's on every episode. They write it. They produce the show. They narrate it. They're just an incredibly talented group of guys that aren't vulgar or dirty to entertain people. And they bring you on this journey of like the backpacking experience all over the nation. It's so cool. Definitely my most watched YouTube channel.
Okay.
And their episodes are like an hour and a half to 2 hours long. It's like literally a movie every time.
Okay. I was gonna say, it sounds like these are long.
It's amazing. Yeah. So they do like 3 to 4 day weekends, and they'll all of it, the whole thing. Really cool. So second channel that I have put a lot of time into watching, and I'm telling all of you guys right now, I'm about to treat you to this channel that you might not have ever heard of, but the guy's name is Craig Adams, Kraig Adams. That guy makes silent hiking videos, and he's a videographer by trade. He does like drone footage. Okay. Oh my goodness. The most breathtaking, incredible videography.
I'm seeing I'm just looking at the picture. Wow.
Yeah, with like the subtle, the background music that's soft, and then you hear like the wind in the trees, the birds chirping, just nature sounds. Bro, you want to fall asleep to something at night and you don't want to have like your mind overstimulated, pull up a Craig Adams video and watch it for like 15, 20 minutes and you'll be like out like a light because it's just so soothing to watch. Beautiful. Third channel, this one will throw you for a loop. It's a little different, but I've spent a lot of time on both the Explore With Us channel, which is a true crime documentary channel, primarily in the investigation room where they like hash it out with the criminals to find out what's going on and they confess. Love that. And then there's another show called 10 to Life with Annie Elise. So the channel is called 10 to Life, and she covers all things true crime as well. So I went on kind of a stint where I just watched copious amounts of true crime stuff, and those 2 channels are up there too. But
okay. All right.
Yeah, man. I have the first two, Adventure Archives and Craig Adams, are kind of like my bread and butter. There's other hikers that I follow too, like Kelly Hayes Hikes. She's a through hiker. Taylor, the New Hampshire hiker, she does through hikes. She's actually on the Appalachian Trail right now. So I follow a lot of just random channels that are hiking long trails. Some part of me, I will do that at some point in my life when my finances and my time freedom can afford me to take about 5 months. I'm going to go hike one of the Appalachian Trail, the Continental Divide Trail, or the Pacific Crest Trail.
Okay.
Those are all 2,000 plus mile trails that go all the way across America. Mm-hmm. And I would love to walk 2,000 something miles and see all that there is to see during that process. Sounds amazing.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah, dude.
Okay, got to pick one or any of them. Sandals, slides, or Crocs?
If I have to,
Yeah.
probably Crocs, just because they're going to be the easiest to slip my foot into and feel most secure, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jeans or khakis?
I would say khakis, if I had to.
What's the best book you've ever read? Not counting the Bible. Most people would say the Bible.
Well, the Bible is definitely the most influential. But other than that, Rich Dad, Poor Dad.
Okay. Your favorite movie of all time?
Man, that's a tough one.
Mhm.
I would just say, as far as the entertainment value and the story development and everything, is the Lord of the Rings trilogy. Just that whole thing. Like, yeah.
Best CD, best album you ever listened to?
What was it called? I know the picture of it and I know the band, and I can't for some reason pull it up. Sleeping with Sirens.
Oh, okay.
Trying to see their album titles. I want to pull this up, but yeah. Let's see. I've got them. Yeah, With Ears to See and Eyes to Hear. They dropped it in 2010. I could see. I knew that was one of their songs. I just forgot it was the album name.
Best TV show of all time?
Wow. I'm just gonna throw a random one out there and say Robin Big.
Robin Big. Jeez.
Robin Big. Dude, this is a weird fact about me. Okay. So all these other sides of me that you're finding out about, I'm going to let another weird one out of the bag. I have actually not owned a television at any point in my adult life since I was 19 years old. I have no TVs. So all the latest shows and movies, and I don't go to movie theaters. I don't rent movies. I don't watch movies. I haven't done that for over, 13 years now. So I'm a little bit out of touch with like the media.
Okay. Okay.
But as far as like a favorite movie of all time, though, like I gave the Lord of the Rings one. What was the thing again?
Your favorite book, movie,
TV show.
Yeah,
it was the TV show. So like I'm throwing it way back, like Robin Big, because I was a skater kid in high school, and that was my jam. So yeah.
What is the best advice you've ever given and received?
Best advice I've ever given to somebody. I mean, just for like current and where I'm at and what makes sense is for new company owners. When they reach out to me and I'm giving advice, I always start with invest in your education first. Do not just try to jump into this and figure things out as you go. You can save yourself so much time and wasted effort and money if you just learn first. But the worst advice that I've ever given, is that the next one?
Oh, the best advice you've ever received.
Oh, best I've ever received. Okay, I was going to say, if I'm talking bad advice that I've given people, we could talk about that too. But best advice I've ever received is, man, I would just say that it's coming from so many different sources, but it's a lot of entrepreneurial sources like Earl Nightingale, Napoleon Hill, and Robert Kiyosaki. Like just hearing people to tell me to bet on myself, believe in myself, take the risk, do the thing that scares the crap out of you.
Okay.
And make it work. I mean, I would be where I'm at if I didn't have some influence like that in my life.
3 pet peeves.
Oh, man. Now my mind is reeling. Well, number one, just the one thing that just bugs me to no end are the lowlifes that spend their time trolling on the internet. That just grinds my gears so bad that people would spend their lives doing that. I can't stand it when somebody interrupts me in a train of thought because I'm very ADHD. Okay. When I get something going, I'm going that way. So Sorry, I do talk a lot, but when I get interrupted, it's like it bothers me. Okay, next. Third one. Yeah, when people chew with their mouth open, they just need to be slapped.
Okay. This one's from me and Mandy because we always ask somebody, you're making your perfect PB and J. Tell me the bread, PB, and the J. Tell me it all.
Okay, so I'm gonna go Lewis bread, the half loaf, the nutty oat bread.
Oh, okay.
That's gonna be my outside layer. Then we're gonna go very specifically with Jif nutty, crunchy peanut butter.
Okay.
Okay, this is a PB and J, so I can't be using alternatives like almond butter or it's got to be PB. So we got the Jif crunchy, and then for the jam. All right, this is where things get a little bit interesting. I'm gonna go classic Smucker's grape.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Andy gets that one. She's all about the grape. I'm all about the strawberry.
Now, don't get me wrong, brother. Strawberry is great, but just for the nostalgia and the idea of a PB and J,
yeah,
it's always got the purple jelly, man.
Okay.
I mean, Goober grape. You remember that stripe?
Oh, yeah.
Oh man, when I was a kid and that came out, my whole world just shifted. My childhood was forever changed. I'm like,
it's put it together. It's so good. I eat it to this day. I'm like, yep, give me some.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Do you have any pets?
I do have 2 cats.
Okay.
One is a tabby cat and one is a calico cat.
Okay.
The tabby cat is named Tabby, ironically, and the calico is named Tookie.
Okay. If you didn't, I was going to say, what would you name a dog?
What would I name a dog? I have a dog outside. He's not really like, I didn't buy him, but now that I live here and it's my mother-in-law's dog, he's my dog. Like, he comes in my yard. He eats my leftovers, so he likes me a lot. And his name is Silas. I think that's just a cool name. That was actually going to be my nephew's name. If my brother would have had a boy, his name was going to be Silas. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Your opinion, who do you think is the best president we've ever had?
This is going to come as a shocker, but Donald Trump.
I was expecting you to say Ric Flair, but that's okay.
Yep.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Everyone is entitled to their opinion.
My lifetime. I'm just talking within my lifetime. Now, obviously, I wasn't around with Reagan and all that stuff. But out of Bush, Obama, Clinton, everybody that's been here since 90, Trump by far.
Okay. Yeah. One thing we don't know about Cory is
I was a Sunday school teacher for 2 years at my church back in Ohio.
I kind of thought that. I could see that in you. I really did. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. What was the first date you went out with your wife?
We went to the movies, actually, in Martin, Tennessee. And I cannot remember what the movie was called. Okay. And she can't either. So, and you know how women, they don't forget anything. But we don't remember the name of the movie. We just remember it was some sort of an action movie. And I do remember that I was wearing a purple hoodie and a white T-shirt. Because when we first started dating, I was kind of into the scene kid thing. So I was like the black skinny jeans with the purple jacket. I'm like, probably had a beanie on. But yeah, we went to this movie, and that was about that. Now we're married.
I gotta ask you. I don't know if you follow, but who's the best? Jordan, Kobe, LeBron.
I'm going to pick this very specifically for a certain reason.
Okay. Go ahead.
I'm picking Kobe, and not because of like overall stats, like he outperformed anyone, but because of his heart and his will and his determination in like passion in the sport. He just conveyed that really, really well, and his work ethic was just ridiculous. To hear somebody that was literally obsessed to that level, it's just inspiring to me that somebody would give that much of their lives to perfecting a single thing. It's some awesome stuff. But if I got to say who's the GOAT, just statistically, Michael Jordan. Like, no, it's not even close to me. So,
and we're going to end it with You can do this. Shout outs and who deserves some recognition.
Some people that deserve recognition currently is Sean from 8-Bit Beard Company, Nate from Johnny Ray Beard Co., Juan from Anointed Beard Oil Co., and Daniel at Grindstone Grooming. Reason why I say that, no offense to any other owners, I'm friends with other owners. I get along with, pretty much everybody. I don't have any enemies that I know of. If they do not like me, they have not told me. But these guys in specific, we have had a group formed on Instagram over the course of about the last 3 months or so. And we talk every single day. I mean, I'm talking personal life, business life, all of it. We're here to help one another. And those guys are just some rock solid dudes that I really appreciate. So.
Okay. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, we're not going through with the Degeneration X promo. Cory Weatherbeard has survived the hot seat. Now, before we jump and go into any further, there's always 2 questions we ask after my piece of paper runs out. Number 1, who would you like to see in the hot seat?
Nate from Johnny Ray.
Okay.
Yep.
I do not know that company. I have heard of them, but I've never.
It would be good. It would be good for you to just reach out and say, hey, or I'll tell him to reach out to you and just tell him, hey, I gave you a shout out. You might end up on this guy's show. So you guys should talk. But he actually started his company because of me.
Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. So about 3 years ago, there was a craft show in Toledo, Ohio. Mm-hmm. And I was set up out there, and he came up to my booth and was like, dude, I buy your products from my local barbershop, and here you are. He's like, that's so cool. He's like, I tried your beard whip and your wash, and I love that stuff. And he got to know me with my rebrand, and he was just kind of starstruck, I think. Like, wow, I'm meeting the guy who supplies my barber. Like, this is cool.
Really cool.
And we talked for like an hour and a half. He bought like $150 worth of my products that day. And he was like, dude, I've always wanted to start my own company, and like seeing you do this and just being so cool and down to earth, like it really inspires me to want to do it. And now here he is. He's been going for like 6 to 8 months now, just crushing it. All right. He's a great dude.
I have heard of the company name. I just never seen, or I don't even know if I see them on Instagram, but I've heard other content creators, they talk about it. I may have
to check out their website. It's just johnny-ray.com.
Okay.
Johnny with Johnie. Yeah.
Okay.
Johnie. I'm sorry. Yeah. Not Y. Johnny-Ray.
And from Cedric from Beard Justice, I jumped ahead. Excuse me. My second question, because I always ask for feedback, is there anything I should add or change or make better for this interview session?
You do excellent, man. You do excellent. I know I talk a lot, and you gave me plenty of time to do that. So I'm sorry if I took up too much of your time.
That's
but right. You do a great job as an interviewer for sure.
Okay. And Cedric from Beard Justice, he added something to our interview sessions. You now get the opportunity to put me in the hot seat and put me in a speed round. You don't have to. It's your decision.
Okay. We'll ask a couple questions.
Hold on, Carrie. Coke or Pepsi is always the first one. Every person. Doesn't matter. Yes, I did ask or tell him that one.
And I said Coke. It's more specifically vanilla Coke.
That's right.
Yes.
Fire away. I'm ready.
Okay. Favorite video game system between the Nintendo 64 and the NES? The original.
Super Nintendo.
Okay, Super Nintendo. Nice. Mm-hmm. Would you take the Game Boy or the Sega Genesis?
Game Boy.
Okay, so game stuff. Well, I have a gamer background, so sorry.
Right.
Are you more of like a first-person shooter game or like a fighter-style game?
Fighter.
Okay, cool. Let's see. Burgers or tacos?
Tacos.
Ooh, Ooh, my guy. Me too. I'd have to get rid of the burgers. UFC or boxing?
That's tough.
I know it is. That's why I asked it.
That's tough because I trained to be an MMA fighter, and boxing is just influential in MMA.
Yes.
I got to say MMA.
Ooh, and I would have went boxing. I'm not like super into it, but I would say out of all the sports I've ever followed, boxing is definitely the top. But I'm not like a sports fanatic at all. That's more my brother. He's like a statistician. That guy
I used
knows
to watch boxing,
everything.
and when I was a kid, I loved it. I don't watch it anymore at all.
Roy Jones Jr., Manny Pacquiao, man, all that, the good old days. So let's see, just between these two, Ali or Tyson?
I gotta say Ali. Don't get me wrong. That's before my time, so I can't personally justify, but just from what I've watched and gathered, Ali, he changed the world.
Yes, absolutely. So yeah, for the chat, I just want to see the chat's opinion. Ali or Tyson? Yeah, drop your answers like G. I'd just be curious to know where people stand. I take Ali as well. Like if you're taking prime Tyson versus prime Ali, I think Ali had the ring IQ to get around a brute. You know what I mean?
So, Tyson has the power to take him down in seconds, but I don't think as a whole he wouldn't do it.
Oh yeah, I'm an Ali guy. Let's see, cats or dogs?
Cats.
Okay. iPhone or Android?
Apple all day, all my life.
Okay. If you could only have one forever, are you taking beard oil or beard butter?
Oil.
Okay.
Because the oil's in the butter.
Me too. Yeah. Maybe one last question. I don't want to keep you too long. Let's see. Favorite snack food? It could be any category. Cookies, chips, specific kind, brand.
I'm thinking about this because I'm changing my diet.
I've changed my diet massively.
Well, I have to because, as I said in my live stream about a week ago, I have to because I'm now taking medicine for diabetes. Okay. Finally. And I'm okay. Everything's okay. I'm trying to keep it that way. So I'm trying to change. Yeah.
100%.
It's controlled. You know, I'm trying to stay ahead of it. That's all.
Sure.
I found something I like, and I never. Manny, of course, you all know she tries to keep me as healthy as possible.
Oh yeah, she loves you.
Small little red, orange, and yellow peppers.
Oh yeah, dude, the little
putting chicken salad or tuna salad in them. I'm like obsessed with that now.
Oh yeah, dude, I'm all about dipping like those kind of peppers into like the veggie flavored Philadelphia cream cheese.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah, man. Okay. Oh, jerky. I like that. Buffalo chicken dip. We got all kind. I'm just trying to get everybody giving them the munchies now. They want to eat their late night snacks.
In the comments here,
Scott, I've actually got a conversation that you and I are going to have off screen, and it could just change your life as far as your diabetes and your diet and everything is going.
Okay.
So, serious stuff. It's going to blow your mind when we have the conversation. So,
okay.
All right. So one last thing. You're a drummer. So at what age did you start drumming?
I used to work at Walmart when I was 20 when I was an adult. My bass player Jason was my boss, and we used to always quiz each other with music lyrics, or all the time, and he'd always get me on one that was before my time. Always. Well, one day he said, "Look, come over and hang." And we went to a couple local band concerts, and like, we can do this. And one day, because we all bought a guitar and a little combo practice amp, One day he calls me. He says, "Go get a pair of drumsticks. We got a set of drums now. You're gonna play." I was about 22, 23.
Nice.
And I played, and then my talent was better and more needed as a singer and a front man, and I did that. And then I bought my own drum set in 2014, and then I had two. I had one literally I bought for $150. It was a shitty old Gretsch drum set, and I destroyed it. I mean, literally, it was falling apart when I got rid of it. And I bought my Pearl, which I miss to this day because I sold it last year. But I sold it to a 10-year-old kid who literally is getting more use out of it than I was. So it was worth it. But consistently playing since 2014, I will say.
Nice, man. Wow.
Now I just play my guitars at home. But
yeah, I started playing guitar when I was 18, and I actively played for, 4 or 5 years. And this is my Taylor guitar. So I got
you have a Taylor. Oh my gosh.
Left-handed as well. Left-handed acoustic.
You're a lefty as well? So am I.
Yeah, but we
it sounds really good.
Yeah, I like it. So I'm not going to sing or play. It's been a hot minute since I've actually broke it out. Like, I don't have the calluses on my fingers anymore, but I still have the muscle memory and still remember some songs and stuff.
Well, that's awesome that you kind of brought that that topic up, because I was getting to it and I'm going to do it now. There's 11 of you in here, and I hope you guys are, you appreciate this. I want to make my announcement that I said I was going to make tonight.
Yeah, let's hear it, man.
I said there's been an announcement 20 years in the making, and it's true. June 3rd, next Saturday, is my old band Disfigure's 20-year anniversary. I quit playing with the band in 2013, or the very beginning of 2013, and I left on not so good terms. I kind of just said, "Screw it, I'm done." Pete, things happen. Man, these books finally coming out. Don't we all wish, Gary? Don't we wish? That's a topic in itself. It's been 10 years since we've actually played a show. They're still playing actively and such. The band's been around so long. Jason, the bass player, when we started, his son was 3 years old. His son is now the drummer of the band.
Oh, okay.
No shit. True story. They're playing their 20-year anniversary show, and I will be performing with them for the first time in 10 years.
Nice, dude.
Next Saturday, June 3rd, we are playing an outdoor show. I don't know any information about it yet. It's in Winchester, Virginia, and I will be filming it live either on Instagram or YouTube, and I'm literally just going to film with my cell phone. So What you see is what you get. We have not practiced in years. I actually went to one of their concerts in January, local, just surprised the shit out of them, went to go see them, and I just sang half the set with them. And
nice. I miss those days, man. I like back in high school and right out of high school for about 3 to 4 years. I played a lot of coffee shop music, like Jack Johnson and, Iron and Wine, City and Color, just some of those like chill acoustic folksy bands.
Mm-hmm.
And I loved that feeling, dude. Like being able to play for a crowd, even if it was like 15 people in a coffee shop, just like sipping coffee and listening. It's just so fun. And then hearing the feedback, it's a lot of fun to perform.
Scott, what is the best mainstream rock drum solo that comes to mind? Wait, I gotta think about that one.
Are you more of a metalhead or like rock and roll?
Kind of both, honestly.
Okay.
My favorite musician in the world is Shannon Larkin, because he's from Martinsburg, West Virginia, where I'm from. I have his signature right there on my arm. I've met him once.
Okay.
I would probably say anything he did, but I've seen him play in things that people wouldn't expect him to. He's the drummer of Godsmack. I saw him perform with his blues band 6 years ago down here in Pennsylvania, and he was a completely different, laid back person. And no one, they're like, that's him. I said, yeah, that's a musician right there.
Wow.
Yeah. So probably honestly be anything Shannon Larkin has done. But if I didn't say him, anything that Neil Peart made. Anything Neil Peart from Rush made.
Who is the most talented musician of all time, in your opinion? Just pure talent in any category, just in a league all their own. It could be drums, it could be singer, just somebody who just blows your mind with how good that they are at their musical talent.
2 people.
Okay.
2 people. One of them, I hate saying it, but it's the truth, and they're in the news right now. Dave Grohl. I hate the man. I hate him. I do. I don't. I don't like the Foo Fighters. I do not like the Foo Fighters. I continue saying it. I wasn't a big Nirvana fan, but the man is good. Everything he's touched is turned to gold. And look at him now. I mean, literally, still in the limelight. They just announced Josh Freese is the new drummer of Foo Fighters. Dave, he played the drums on their new album that's coming out here very soon.
Nice.
If I had to pick another person, Coulter Wall from Canada. He's a folk country singer, and he plays a Martin that's like from the 1930s or 40s. It's a really old Martin guitar, nylon guitar, but he just has a voice like of gold. You go listen to the song Kate McCannon. You all probably have heard it if you follow me. Just go listen to Kate McCannon. The dude he tells a story of a murder ballad. I mean, who does that in this day and age? You know?
Yeah.
He is absolutely. It's just him. He plays with a band now when he plays live, but you just listen to his voice and you hear Johnny Cash, old country. You hear Robert Johnson. You know, old blues. He's got an old soul in his voice. So good.
Yeah, man. I love it. I honestly like just talent that blows my mind is Andy McKee.
Okay.
He's a guitarist, but he plays the guitar where you tap it, you hit the percussion, you're all up and down the actual like you're strumming. It's just incredible to see like playing the rhythm, the lead by finger tapping, and also keeping a drum bass all while doing that. I just get mesmerized watching it happen. Amazing skill.
Coolest celebrity I've ever met so far from Ellie. Coulter Wall.
No.
He's very laid back. Like he when he performs, he's got a really deep voice. He's like, "Hey, how's it going, y'all?" You know, he literally he doesn't try to be famous. He's like, "Thank y'all for coming." As he's drinking a Pabst Blue Ribbon, you know, you go up to talk. I wanted to go talk to him, and you know what? He didn't have any security around him or nothing. He's like, come on, man, have a drink. Hey, thanks, man, appreciate it. You know, he's really nice, just laid back. And I'm like, you're a cool dude. Gotta say, Coulter Wall.
Yes. Yeah, I was gonna say. I thought you were gonna say me. I was your favorite celebrity you've ever met, but
we haven't met yet.
We're on screen now, though.
Yeah,
but yeah, physically met.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I mean, I could keep going asking random questions, but we're at this 2 hour and 18-minute mark of hanging out and having a good old time. I don't want to wear the people out or yourself, but I do have a conversation that I want to have off screen since you mentioned the diabetes and the diet change and stuff. I remember that. Like, we got a good conversation to have. So
okay. Well, guys, I want to end it on that note anyway, because it is almost 10 o'clock for me and I got to get some kind of sleep for work tomorrow. But Cory, this has been a really nice, long conversation, and I've enjoyed every second of it. It's
Well,
been
I
a good one.
appreciate it. I'm sorry for keeping it too long.
That's okay. That's okay, man. I want to thank you for giving me your time. I know time is precious, as you were talking about. I really enjoyed this conversation, man.
Yeah, I'd rather be doing this than being at work somewhere doing something I didn't want to do. So,
Well, guys, we're going to end it on that note, and I always let the guest end with their slogan or their business slogan, whichever you want it to be. So, Cory, send us out of here.
well, I don't really have a sign off for Weatherbeard, but my sign off message would be believe in yourself, try something new. Don't be scared. The risk to reward, you can accomplish it and get the reward that you want if you're willing to put in the work to get there.
All right. Everybody keep on bearding, and I shall see you soon. Thanks for watching.